Hey guys, I'm waving with garlic. Today I'm going to plant garlic. Here in New Zealand, normally we would plant garlic on the shortest day, so around the 21st of June, and harvest on the longest day, around the 21st of December. But also here in Auckland, we normally get rust on our garlic. So basically rust develops on the garlic leaves. The sun can't penetrate through the rust, so there's no goodness that goes to the bulbs, and they end up like just not looking like this. Basically, really munted spring onion is kind of what I would describe them as. So I'm going to try out planting late April, which it is now, and hopefully harvesting in mid-November. I've picked the spot in the garden that gets the sun for the most part of the day. I'll take you over and show you what it's going to look like. So the thought here is I'm going to pop this in where I had my kumara. And I have put some Tui Performance Naturals, just sort of organic fertiliser underneath, mixed it through really well to give it some oomph. I'm going to pop some just general garden fertiliser as well through that, and then we'll chuck our bulbs in. So this is what I'm going to plant in with my garlic. I've got some garlic, so this is Preventor garlic. We basically pick off the big fat juicy cloves around the side, and we leave the paper on and we pop them in a hole and they'll grow. I'll show you more about that in a minute. Because the garlic's going to be in here for about 6 months, I want to be able to use the space for not just garlic. I mean, they're going to grow, they're going to bulb up, but I'll be able to put things like bok choy, brassicas, such as kale. So yeah, companion planting. Things that you don't want to plant with garlic that I researched are things like beans. They fight for the nutrients in the soil. Garlic and beans don't get along. Any broad beans, basically anything that is going to climb doesn't get along. You can also plant things like marigolds and nasturtiums. So yeah, most things get along with garlic, just not broad beans and any of those climbing type things. So yeah, I'm going to prepare the soil. I've done, I think I mentioned before, I've done Tui Performance Naturals through and worked it in, and I'm also going to put in some from my bucket of the Tui General Garden Fertiliser just to get them really going. So garlic like to be fed heaps, they need lots of stuff to be able to form up their bulbs, and I'm really wanting to give it a really good go. I haven't been successful with garlic previously just because of the rust issue, but funnily enough that year I also had onions in and they grew really well. The other thing that these guys don't get on with in the same bed is other alliums. So yeah, don't plant onions with your garlic, maybe in the next bed over. So I'm doing this in my square foot garden, and this is a 1.8 by 0.9 metre raised bed. I'm going to do 4 square feet of garlic, and that's going to be about at 9 bulbs per square foot. So we should have, quite a lot in here. So what you want to do with your garlic is you want to get it, and you're going to take off the biggest cloves for planting. You'll see that they have paper around them. Don't take that paper off, it's a protection for what's going to sprout underneath. You may also get some garlic that has a little bit of a rotten, yucky bit there. Don't plant that, it's not going to do well. Throw that away. So yeah, I worked out I don't have enough for 9 plants per square foot. So I'm going to do 6 plants per square foot. Maybe there will be more airflow through, less rust, I don't know. So here we have them in here. I've kind of just clumped them together. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to take the one in the middle. I'm going to plant some bok choy on either side, and maybe just some through in between these square feet, because they're not going to be taking up room with their bulbs for a little while yet. So yeah, let's do that. This is from my bucket of specialness. Grab a couple of handfuls. This was the one that the rats nibbled, and instead of throwing it out, I just use it from the bucket. We'll just put that through the top. Hopefully I've buried the Performance Naturals deep enough, although there are some on the surface now, for the dog not to put her nose through it. I'm out of cayenne and paprika, so I can't use that to get her nose out, so we may just have to trust it and try our luck. So I'll place them, put the big fat ones in the middle. when you're planting garlic, you want to plant it so that the pointy side, which is this one here, pointy end is up, and the part that was attached to the plant, which has the root, is down. I mean, it'll find its way, but best to plant it the right way at the start if you can. Okay, I'm going to leave the little divots there just so that I know kind of where I've been, and let's put some companion plants in. Here's the garlic bed. We've got 4 square foot of garlic, 24 cloves altogether, hopefully 24 bulbs. We've got 6 bok choy as a companion plant, some kale as another companion plant, and I've got 3 square feet just left across here that I can put something else in at a later date. Not quite sure what that will be. But from here, the whole idea of this is to keep it fed. Garlic needs feeding. So hopefully within 2 weeks we'll see some of these little heads pop through, little green stalks, and then they'll kind of just do their thing over winter, grow a little bit, and at the beginning of spring we want to give them a nice feed, and then about 4 weeks later another feed. And I'll be using things like seaweed tonic just as the soil gets a bit drier, maybe over winter if we're not getting a whole lot of rain, just to give the plants some kind of energy, some goodness to try and keep them going and getting them strong. We're not due any rain, so I'm going to give them a bit of a watering. Okay, it's a raised bed, and even though the the water is pooling, that is going to soak out really quickly. Do you want to see something really cool? How divine are these chilies looking? I mean, they look great. I wouldn't want to taste them. These are Scotch bonnet. They're really, really spicy. They're Toms. So it's going to be what I do with my garlic this year. I'm really hoping that we can get it. I'm really hoping that we can get it through and not get the rust on it. If I'm being honest, my hopes aren't that high, but I'm allowed to hope, right? So we'll see how it goes. We'll feed them. We'll keep them watered. You know, it's growing with other stuff, so I'll be down here often. And yeah, cross your fingers for a great garlic harvest. If you've got any tips on how to beat rust that have worked for you, I'm all ears, because yeah, it's something we do struggle with here with the humidity and that comes with Auckland. But I do hear people are able to do it, so yeah, share your secrets. Bye guys.